Welcome into Sports Blitz Overtime. Luke Robinson here. What you're going to see now is several different videos and tapings that we've done throughout the week and maybe over the past couple of months. Different interviews we've done with some fabulous guests, and we're very fortunate to get all these different guests. We certainly do hope you enjoy them, and we will be back in just a minute with more. Hey again, everybody. Luke Robinson here with the Bradberry Medical Center Alabama Blitz. Thanks so much for being with us this week. I know it's been a pretty trying week for Alabama fans. This last weekend, of course, Alabama loses to LSU 9-6 in overtime. And look, don't really know what to say what hadn't already been said, but I know that that's one of the best games I've been to in my life. The atmosphere was as electric as anything as I've been around in Tuscaloosa, certainly, and really for any game that I've ever been to. I'm going to say that really, in my opinion, the better team won that game on that particular day. I think if Alabama and LSU play 10 times, you probably get a 5-5 split. When you think about it this way, everybody's seen the game over and over again, and everybody's certainly seen this play over and over again. What separated Alabama and LSU was essentially a play on the goal line where one player goes up for it for Alabama, one player goes up for it from LSU, and if the referee had called the player down, I don't think anybody would be able to overturn that, but the referee called it the other way. He said it was an interception. I think it would have been kind of tough to overturn that. I'm not as upset about that particular play call, or official's call, I should say, as some other people are. I think that in the end, it was just one of those bang-bang moments, and it was tough for the replay official to overturn it. I've seen the pictures. I've seen the still shots. Still, it's hard to say, based on a still shot, whether Michael Williams had complete control of the football. And again, this is not a game that I think is going to get blamed on the officials. I think this was a game between two Titans, the two best teams in the country. I don't care who else is undefeated. I know, without a doubt, in my heart, these are the two best teams in the country. Now, what about going forward for the University of Alabama? You got Mississippi State this week, then you've got Georgia Southern, then you've got Auburn. You've got to take care of business in all three of those, and really, certainly wouldn't hurt to take care of business convincingly if you want to be back in the picture. I think Alabama is certainly better than all three of those teams. I know tricky things happen in Auburn, and certainly coming off this kind of letdown defeat to LSU could play a part in the Mississippi State game. But again, I think Alabama's better than all three of these teams, maybe double digits better than all three of these teams. And if they take care of their business, then maybe something good will happen in terms of Oregon defeating Stanford or Notre Dame defeating Stanford. And Stanford still has to play in a Pac-12 championship game too. You have to remember that. And then also, on the other side, you have to look at what it's going to happen to Oklahoma State. Really, the only loss I could see them having is they took on Oklahoma at home. Oklahoma just lost their best receiver in Ryan Broyles for the year, so that's going to be a game that's pretty tough for Oklahoma to win. I thought Oklahoma State had a pretty good shot of beating them outright anyway with Brian Broyles, and now without him, I just don't know. Oklahoma State is also going to be taking on Texas Tech this week. Certainly no easy task, but you have no idea what kind of Texas Tech team is going to show up. I mean, are they going to be the team that showed up and beat Oklahoma, or are they going to be the team that laid a complete egg this weekend against Texas or looked awful at home against Iowa State? We're just going to have to wait and see. Now Alabama is certainly in the passenger seat for the BCS title game. They have no control over where this car is going. LSU has all the cards. If they win out, they certainly will go on to the championship game without a doubt. I think what gets really interesting with this BCS is, okay, everybody keeps talking about the possibility of LSU losing to Arkansas at home. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's even a better shot that LSU were to lose to the East champion, especially if that East champion is a very, very hot Georgia team, and they were to go to Atlanta and defeat LSU. I don't think that'll happen, but I think there's a better chance of that happening than there is of LSU losing to Arkansas. In the end, it's certainly a long shot that Alabama will be playing for a championship this year. Still, pretty fantastic year. Look, in the end, all you can do is ask for a number one playing a number two team. You go to overtime, let the cards fall where they may, and it just didn't turn out to be Alabama's night. Really, I'm okay with it. Two best teams in the country, and they went right down to the wire, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Wish it could have turned out differently, but c'est la vie. Well, that's going to do it for the Bradberry Medical Center Alabama Blitz. Thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully, when I'm here next week, we'll be working on a new winning streak for the University of Alabama. Thanks a lot. I'm Luke Robinson.